The Queen of Gozyuger is back in black, and she may be the most badass ranger so far. This video is all about Sumino, the Black Ranger in Gozyuger. Sumino was first seen in episode 1 and officially introduced in episode 3 as the assistant to Prime Minister Tokunatsu. We've seen that all this time she's had a GozyuUnicorn ring, but as seen in episode 4, she is unable to actually henshin, and we have no idea why. Cut to episode 5 and we see Sumino going on a date with 2 guys at once. Yeah, well, that's not actually the case. These guys are absolute simps for Sumino, but that is not why she's here. We saw in episode 4 that Sumino is searching for a missing girl, and in episode 5, we learn that she is Sumino's younger sister, Otto. Tugging on the heartstrings already. But now it makes sense. We knew that Sumino was a detective of sorts, and now learning that she was at one point in the police force. Ever since she was young, she aspired to be a police officer due to a long-time desire to help people. And once Otto was kidnapped, she started crashing out, even chasing after and attacking the wrong person, which resulted in her being suspended and eventually just fired from the police force. Bless. I mean, shouldn't have done that. But still, yeah, you know what I mean. The reason she's with these 2 guys is because apparently they were witnesses back when it happened, but she finds out that they aren't going to be any help at all. And during the date, we see her Gozyu ring start glowing, revealing her special ability being telepathy. I did theorize a couple of videos ago that speed or magic would be her ability. I was clearly wrong. She loses hope with the Simps and meets up with the Prime Minister, who mentions how reckless she's been lately. The time in the car park from last episode, and now scouting out leads on her sister, and he says it's even more dangerous considering the fact she can't even engage yet. He does feel sorry for her though, and does gift her the Ryu Soldier Universe ring that obviously he gained last episode. Don't know what use it's going to be to her, but it was a nice gesture, I suppose. Now, the versus premise for this episode is the #1 meddler. Ryugi and Rikuo draw on the monster, and Kinjiro tries to play music, but fails because he has a CD player with a cassette tape. Maybe it's a British thing, or a me thing. I don't really understand the concept of this battle. Drawing on him, and then, dancing and music. Am I losing it? I get that meddling is just the act of interfering, but I'm just kind of lost. I don't see it. But it's fine anyway, because this is where it really kicks off. Rikuo and Ryugi are trapped under a massive box. Kinjiro has a tentacle wrapped around his head, and Sumino sprays something onto Hoiru's eyes. She then single-handedly swipes all the Gozyu rings and makes a run for it. She has godly powers in the palm of her hands right now. However, whilst running away, she sees a young boy who has fallen and hurt his knee. Being the person she is, she stops to help him and gives him a little bandage, a little plaster, a band-aid or something, whatever you call it, with the words "be strong" on it. Hoiru catches up to her and demands his ring back. She agrees, but throws it off to a lower ledge. Hoiru runs for it, but it was a dud. I rate it. Sumino ends up in a warehouse where she's pursued by the Bellends. She fights them off, but isn't strong enough, so she tries to henshin. Once again, doesn't work. Hoiru follows behind her and helps her out, knowing she can't engage like the rest of them can. However, the meddling monster catches Hoiru in chains and turns his attention to Sumino. He looks her dead in the eyes and reveals a headband that belonged to her sister from the day she was kidnapped, and states how it is riddled with fingerprints of the person who kidnapped her. He then offers her a deal. He'll hand over the headband if she hands over all 5 Gozyu rings and takes out the Rangers in the process. And if not, he's just gonna straight up burn the headband. We are 5 episodes in. The last 4 episodes have been silly, goofy. Well, hey, look at me. I'm the Red Ranger. I'm the Blue Ranger. I'm the Green Ranger. I'm old man. Oh, yeah, look, it's the Black Ranger. Oh, shit. Kidnapped sister. Ultimatum about saving her sister. Killing the other Rangers. Stealing the rings. Oh, what? And she crashed out and got fired from the police. That just, wow. And then it gets even crazier because Sumino is pretty much taking on the deal. She threatens Hoiru with literally the Tiger Sword to his neck and says, look, my wish, my dream is to find Otto and get revenge on the person that kidnapped her. But Hoiru asks, is that really her wish? Especially after the way he saw her help the little boy earlier. And then Sumino reveals her true wish. A wish to be able to help everybody as much as she can for as long as she can. She frees Hoiru and sacrifices her sister's headband. It's just gone in the fire. Last bit of evidence they had. This is where things change. She vows to the Tiger Sword that she won't seek revenge, but vows to use her power to protect and save, accessing her full potential and finally allowing her to henshin. And that she does. What a goddamn moment. I love the colours, I love the suit, I love her. And just to get this out of the way as well, I've always thought that when girls become White Rangers, it's so stupid to give them pink accents and highlights, just to signify, yep, this is the girl. And in theory, I should be saying the same about this suit, but I think the shade of pink with the black and gold is a really nice combination. So whilst, yeah, she doesn't need the pink, she can be a Black Ranger without any pink, I do think it looks really cool on this suit design. So I'm gonna allow it. We also get to see her unicorn drill. It's not my favourite of the weapons, but it's definitely the most unique. Spiral Saber vibes. The other Rangers break free and show up fuming. Sumino does hand back their rings, but doesn't fall short of reassuring them that she'll steal them back eventually. The guys henching and the stakes are increased. More henchmen appear along with another mech. And the mech also has the logo from Magi Ranger on it. Now, I've not seen Magi Ranger, so I'd love for you guys to let me know in the comments if you know what the logo means, what this means for the mech. Is the mech specifically a reference? Is the fact he's got a face mask a reference? I'd love to know. Kinjiro decides to take on the mech in the Tegasword Eagle formation. It's the first time we're seeing the green Tegasword, minus the intro of course, and honestly, it might be my favourite looking Tegasword design. You just can't beat that green and gold combo, you really can't. But back to the star of this video. Sumino whips out the Ryo Soldier ring and takes on the form of Ryu Soul Red. Now, I'm torn. They didn't give Ryo Soul Red a skirt, and I'm pretty sure this is a male stunt actor. Now, it didn't need a skirt, okay? I'm sure some people have seen Cosmic Fury, Dino Fury, as he rips that shit off, it's fine. And also, GozyuUnicorn doesn't really have a skirt either, but more like thigh pads down the side of her legs. And you know, she doesn't need to have a skirt to simplify that she's a girl and stuff like that, but I do like seeing just alternate versions of the suit. And I guess we get that anyway with the black shield and the pink, which I was in my mind thinking a black shield is going to look the best on any of these Rangers. I don't know, it clashes a little bit. So we'll see down the line if it works with any other teams, but Goji Yellow might be taking the win so far on just what armor looks best on different colors. She switches back to default and uses her drill to dig out the simp who was transformed into the No One right at the start of the episode. Just like that, she takes down the bad guy and wins the meddling competition. At the end of the episode, Sumino explains her goals to the team, revealing the only info she has on the culprit is that they had grey, foggy eyes. We then cut to Rikuo with some fans who say they've been fans for the longest time, even back when he had grey, foggy eyes. I'm sorry, what? Like, I'm sure this is just a shock value twist and it won't actually be him down the line, maybe, I don't know. But are we gonna get our second consecutive Blue Ranger betrayal in Sentai? Or if you're a fan of Power Rangers, third? Holy shit. And then the episode ends there. And I'd like to think we get more information on that in episode 6, but I feel like we might be waiting a while. The coolest introduction, in my opinion. Kinjiro was shocking, the old man reveal. Incredible reveal, but as a full Ranger becoming a Ranger introduction, it was just incredible. Sumino having to prioritize the responsibility she has over getting revenge for her sister in order to be deemed worthy enough to henshin is not the story I thought we'd get. But I am here for it. I can't wait to delve deeper into Sumino's story. Now that all the Rangers have been introduced, I can't wait to just see the shenanigans they get up to, and I can't wait to find out more about Rikuo's potential involvement with Otto's kidnapping. If you want to watch a video about how Power Rangers stole from Power Rangers, then click the card at the end of the video. Huge thank you and shout out to Sarah Jane, our Super Dino Mode Patreon.